So just to warn you about this service, nothing is normal, right? For those of you who have been here to one of these before, it just happens more or less. We have added some elements to give it some structure, but by and large, it's not very structured. But the first thing we do in every service is make sure that there is a bell sound. Did anyone here see my email yesterday and bring bells of any type? Oh, see, this is good. And I've got 3 bell ringers here, so come on up. Come up. All 3 of you. Okay? So I'm going to count to 3, and then I'm going to count to 5, and you get to ring bells for 5 minutes, and that's our bell sound. Oops, I'll count to 5. Here we go. So I'll count 3, and then I'll count to 5. 1, 2, 3, ring, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's our bell sound for the morning. Let's get going. So go ahead.
This morning we have my child Moira, and we also have Lisa Maria and her children Viviana and Vinny to light our chalice and Advent wreath this morning. Every Sunday during Advent, we've woven the lighting of the wreath into our worship life here at First Parish in Bedford. And we have Jesse and Megan to help too.
We were in the bathroom. We'll be there.
I was hoping we would have them also. It's good when all your religious professionals come with cute little ones. Advent comes from the Latin verb advenire, which means to draw near. By lighting one more candle on our Advent wreath each week, we make visible our spirit of waiting, of expectation. The first candle we lit in the name of hope, not just what we long for, but our trust for the best within us to rise and to grace the many endings and beginnings in our lives. We lit the second candle in the name of peace, the courage to soften and to cultivate our ability to stay present in difficult moments. We lit the third candle in the name of joy, the abiding faith that joy unfolds whenever we're able to enter and consent to the practice of opening to possibility. This morning, we light the fourth candle of our Advent wreath in the name of love, an invitation for the holy to dwell within us, deepening our capacity to love and to be watchful of love's presence among us. As we prepare to bring new possibilities to life, may love guide us and be a creating force in our lives. Thank you.
If I don't do this, this will drive me crazy. So, welcome, and I see two people coming in and they don't have a sing-along book, so let's make sure we get a couple of people here. Oh, you got them? Okay, there you go. So, welcome to the First Parish annual sing-along service. I'm Brad Connor. I'm the music director. I'm the one that doesn't have kids. And thank you for coming this morning. I plan for this to be a lot of fun for everybody here and for those on Zoom. For those on Zoom, Craig, who you saw during the prelude, he and Carl Winkler there, I know that you thought people were up here playing, but in fact you saw them, and they were helping get things set up. But Craig can tell you how to find the sing-along booklet online if he hasn't already. And it's right there on the First Parish website. Have you already done that, Craig? Yeah, see? Totally efficient here this morning. That's not what I would have said 10 minutes ago. But I want to welcome you. I also wanted to point out this morning, if you'll notice in the bulletin, that the lovely duet we had at the beginning was played, the three people, so I should call it a trio, by Sandra LaBarge Neumann, who is our organist, and she's going to help us during the sing-along this morning. And we had Liz Connors on clarinet. And I know that Carol Eppel is listed as the flutist, but instead we have Virginia Hecker, who has stepped in at the very last minute to help us, and we really thank Virginia for that. So this service is, again, very unorthodox, and somehow I had to do welcome and announcements and joys and concerns all rolled into one. Two more things. The announcements for the week. They are in your bulletin. That way, since I don't have the bulletin in front of me, you can figure out what's going on. But on Tuesday night, you will notice that if you like singing today, that there is a Christmas caroling event here, organized by a trio of strong people who really want everyone to come. And if you look on the anno list, they've been sending out a link so that if you plan to come and you'd like to be helpful and bring cookies or any type of snacks, please respond to them, because it's going to be a lot of fun. And guess what? It's going to be decent weather, right? At least it's not going to be held on Friday when we're supposed to be washed away again. Other than that, then I think we can skip to Christmas Eve. I'd like to remind you that we have two Christmas Eve services here. They will both be in person and on Zoom. The intergenerational service is at 3:30, and then the evening service, the adult service, I guess you could say, the prelude music starts at 7:40, and then the service starts at 8 o'clock. And you're like, well, what does that mean? It means the music starts at 7:40 and the service starts at 8 o'clock. So anyway, now we've gotten to that point. I believe if you look in the bulletin, like I said, which I don't have in front of me, it says, let's sing, right? That's the next thing. Oh, the unison affirmation. Yes, so you're going to hand this to me. Here we go. So anyway, please stand in body or spirit as we say the unison affirmation together. I love grunting. Okay, here we go. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. El amor es el espíritu de esta iglesia, y el servicio es su ley. Este es nuestro gran pacto, vivir juntos en paz, buscar la verdad en el amor y ayudarnos los unos a los otros. Now I've got it in front of me and it says, let's sing, right? Thank you, Sandra. So I think I'm going to start it. Basically, this is one of those that I'm going to ask you what you want to sing, but I'll get you warmed up with a favorite of mine. And for those who are on Zoom, Craig is helping monitor in case you want to send in a request. I have never done a hybrid sing-along. Like I said, who knows what's going to happen. And see, now I come over here and I'm still on a mic. So, can we turn to page... Hold on. Oh, not yet. I'll take it. But let's get you... Turn to page 35. 35. And that is Winter Wonderland. And okay. Okay, good. I always have to have this in front of me. It tells me what you've got so that I can play along with what you have. Do you want to do the verse? Okay, so Ben Sears is going to come up and do the verse.
Over the ground lies a mantle of white, a heaven of diamonds shine down through the night. Two hearts are thrilling in spite of the chill in the weather. Love knows no season, love knows no rhyme. Romance can blossom any old time. Here in the open, we're walking and hoping together.
Are you ready?
Sleigh bells ring.
That got you started. You're a great group of singers. So here we go. I take them three at a time because I can't remember a lot more than that. So we already had one request over here. Which one was it? Okay, then we didn't have a request. Does anyone have a request? It can be a carol, it can be a song. Just make sure it's from the book so that we can all participate. Anybody up there? What? Okay, what do you want to do? Okay, we can do Deck the Halls. Let's get two more.
That was his choice. Wenceslas.
We can do Wenceslas? Is that what did you say?
He wanted Deck the Halls.
Okay, so we got two Deck the Halls, one Wenceslas. We still got a slot open.
Jingle Bell Rock.
We'll get to Jingle Bell Rock. It's too early in the morning, but we'll get to it. So, Linda, what do you want?
Angels We Have Heard on High.
Okay, so let's do... So we have Angels We Have Heard on High, Good King Wenceslas, and Deck the Halls. Let's start with one verse of Angels We Have Heard on High, and then we'll do Good King Wenceslas, and then we'll do Deck the Halls. So, knowing that, what page number is Angels We Have Heard on High? 30. Okay, give me a second here. If you see this book I have is absolutely monstrous. And it's because over the years I make sure that I'm not tripped up. Do you want to do it, Sandra? Sandra wants to do it. Yay! Good King Wenceslas, page 44. The thing about Good King Wenceslas is it's a story carol. By the way, I just found out what carol really means. A lot of people think that carol has religious connotations to it, and while it has sort of taken that on, the origin of carol wasn't that at all. The original carols were dance pieces. That's what they represented, dancing. And then all of a sudden, people started singing while people were dancing because they were tired of just watching people dance. And so they started singing, and when they sang carols or songs that had refrains. So like what we just sang, Angels We Have Heard on High is the verse, but glory is the chorus or the refrain. That's what became called a carol. It had nothing to do whatsoever with religion. So anyway, good you story, don't you think? So that means all of you can sing carols without any guilt whatsoever, right? But page 44, Good King Wenceslas, it says English here, but on this particular version, but in fact, this carol originated in Hungary. It's about Saint Stephen and the story of what happened there. You can't do this without doing all the verses because they tell a story, and what happens is if you cut the story off in the middle, you're going to leave someone out in the snow. And that just doesn't work at all. Have you got it over there?
I've got it.
King Whit. Oh, great. See, this is great.
Should I go back and forth, or just I'll come in when I want?
Well, I'll tell you when to come in. So anyway, here's the deal with this. It's more fun if we have the lower voices be the kings and the treble voices be the page, right? We like doing it that way. Don't worry, we'll deal with the he, she, they stuff later. But for now, let's have the lower voices, you're the king, the upper voices, you're the page, and if you get lost, it doesn't matter, right? Everyone sings the narrative. So anyway, now you can go and give us whatever intro you want.
Oh boy. Such largesse. Great. Oh, that was not what I wanted.
That's okay. Here we go, everyone. Good King Wenceslas. Give yourselves a hand for such great play acting. Page 12, Deck the Halls. And 13, yeah, 12 and 13. Yeah, we're going to do all three because I take this lightning fast. I'll play this one, Sandra. And the other thing is that little trick of la 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 la. I have to tell you, I don't do that till the end. I save that for the big ending. So you'll figure it out when you start to sing it and I'm not playing it. Here we go. See what I mean? Okay, so let's get 3 more requests here. We'll get to that. Trust me, I promise we will get to that. So let's take down here in the front row, one of you. Tell me, go ahead. God rest you, merry gentlemen. Love that one. Okay, so we'll get that. Oh, Marge? Oh, Holy Night. Okay, then we'll get to that one. We'll get to that. And AJ. And it came up on the midnight clear. Okay, so we had it came up on the midnight clear, Oh Holy Night, and what was yours again? God rest you. Wow, this is great. You guys are picking carols. This is great. Can we do the first verse of God rest you, merry gentlemen, or God rest ye, merry gentlemen? And I have to tell you that the way, people tend to debate over where the comma is, but it is God rest ye, merry gentlemen. It's not God rest ye, merry gentlemen. And so, anyway, it's God rest ye merry, which, if you think about it, that's what you're wishing them. God rest ye merry, gentlemen. Okay, but let's do one verse of God rest ye merry, gentlemen, or here it has updated it to you. Ye is better and preferred. Do you want to play it?
Nope.
Okay, so I will play it.
Not at the tempo, I like it.
Oh, yeah. No, I know that. Here we go. Okay, so then we had a request for Oh Holy Night. And I have to tell you, no one ever sings the end of this right, so you just do your best. Let me find it. I have it in like 18 different keys in this book. And I've got to make sure that I pick it in a key that works for you. Okay, here we go. So, what page is it on? 18. 18. So, O Holy Night, let's do. There are 3 verses of O Holy Night, and this actually has a tie with Unitarians in that it was originally a French carol song written in the 19th century by the French composer Adolphe Adam. And Adam, of course, wrote it with French lyrics, but it became so popular that it came over to this country, and a Unitarian minister here wrote the English version of the lyrics. So we are singing the lyrics by that Unitarian minister. And the 3rd verse is changed. It's in the French, but he changes the 3rd verse because it's in the 19th century and he was an abolitionist. And so if you look, and we're not going to do the 3rd verse because otherwise we'd be here till 12:30. We can do 1 and 3. But just to point out to you, oh, right. Okay, here it is. You've got it. I just got to make sure what you've got. So notice, it says, and we are still fighting this fight today. Truly, he taught us to love one another. His law is love and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is our brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. And that's not quite what the French says, but it's what we needed and still need to hear. I'll give you a quick introduction and then I'll start playing the tune and you'll recognize it. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
job, everybody. You know, I have to tell you, there are certain carols, and I'm not going to tell you what the other ones are because you'll pick them, that, you know, people pick, and it's like, oh no, is this going to work? Because everyone for Oh Holy Night, it always turns out they sing, Oh Holy Night, the stars are brightly shining, na 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 na, and it ends up being a piano solo or the soloist. It wasn't that way. You sang. Thank you. Okay, third one was, It Came Upon the Midnight Clear, which is what page?
21.
Page 21. So let's do the first verse of It Came Upon the Midnight Clear. Yeah. Okay, so now we have to acknowledge those people out there in Zoom land. Do we know where Megan went by any chance? Okay, you go check. Has anyone on Zoom sent in a request? Okay, well good, I guess it's back to us. Okay, Zoom people, you lost your chance. Yes, Bill. Okay, Oh Come All You Faithful. Let's do one more after that because I want to get to our offertory. You've already had one, Linda. Okay, Dorothy. Oh, the Walsall song. Okay, so Bill, what was yours? Okay, Oh Come All You Faithful. We'll do Oh Come All You Faithful, first verse. Actually, let's do two because I know it's in here. You've got the Latin verse and the first verse. Latin verse, it's always fun to be pretentious and do the Latin verse. So let's do the Latin verse and do the first English verse, and then we'll do a verse or two of the Walsall song. But let's do Oh Come All You Faithful, what page? 9.
Will I do this and you do Walsall?
So what key do you have yours in?
I have it in A, unfortunately.
Okay, I'm going to play this because of what I'm going to do to the second verse.
Okay.
Let me play it. Okay, everybody, so let's do Latin verse and the first verse.
So you confirm, Brett, that's Adeste and then O Come? Yes.
Adeste and then O Come. Okay? Adeste. I forgot to tell you I change the accompaniment occasionally, and you have to keep going. So we find Megan by any chance? Okay, so in fact, I'm going to send you people back. Go ahead and go back. And so we wanted to do wassailing, right? So what page is that? 24, you said? And let me find it. Otherwise, we're just going to sing it a cappella because wassailing is all about singing a cappella. Although I have it. Yeah, I know I have all these. So, yeah, 24. And let me see what you're looking at. Yeah, let's do 2 verses of Here We Come a Wassailing. Okay. And that's it. Okay, got it. We'll do 1 and 3 is great. I love this. Okay, 1 and 3. So Here We Come a Wassailing, and then God Bless the Master of this house, right? Does that work for everybody? Good. Great. So now what we're going to do, from a previous request, we're going to do We Three Kings. Let's see, what page is We Three Kings on? It is on page 14. It is on page 14. So, in fact, let me tell you how this one's going to work. If you'll notice, and you probably never did, there are 5 verses to this. Do we ever do 5 verses? Well, we are today. Okay, notice that the first verse says it's the kings, it's all of them. Well, everybody here in my eyes and on Zoom, all of you are royalty, right? So I'm going to promote you to be a king. In verses 2, 3, and 4, we're not going to do the refrain. Remember I talked about that refrain business? So we're only going to do, let me map it out for you. We're going to do the first verse and do the refrain, right? And then we're going to do verses 2, 3, and 4 only, with no refrain. Trust me on this. Please trust me on this. Okay, Sandra, go ahead and give it to us.
queens came late. But the queens were there, with gifts in their hands and crowns in their hair. They'd come, these three, like the kings from far, following, yes, that guiding star.
They'd left their ladles, linens, looms, their children playing in nursery rooms, and told their sitters, "Take charge, for this is a marvelous sight we must not miss."
The queens came late, but not too late. To see the animals, small and great, feathered and furred, domestic and wild, gathered to gaze at mother and child.
And rather than frankincense and myrrh and gold for the babe, they brought for her who held him a homespun gown of blue and chicken soup with noodles too, and a lingering, lasting cradle song. The queens came late and stayed not long.
For their thoughts already were straining far, past manger and mother and guiding star.
And a child aglow as a morning sun toward home and children and chores undone.
Let's sing them out and do verse 5. So that's a perfect introduction for what's coming up, but I'd also like to say that, we sang Angels We Have Heard on High, and we have our two angels who have flown in up here that I think are really quite beautiful. I know some drag queens who have dresses like that. And also we have the three kings up over here, and of course, for every other song, we have the family up here. And notice they've moved here because in 1 week they will take center stage. But now it's time for the offertory. And the way I look at it, the queens, they gave gifts, and now that it's your turn to do that too. So tonight is the first night of Hanukkah. Is it tonight? This is the first day of Hanukkah. Last night was the first night? No. Tomorrow? Well, you can tell about me, right? Okay. So tomorrow is the first day of Hanukkah. There we go. First night, first day. Stop it. And I always like to make sure that we do at least a tribute to that every year. This year is very special because it turns out that the Christian holiday of Christmas or Christian pagan holiday of Christmas happens to line up with Hanukkah, which goes across this week. And so I'm going to start it by, I don't care, you can dance. I mean, I guess it's a carol if that's the case. But you can dance or you can clap, which is what I think you should do. And we're just going to start with a little celebratory song, and you just sit there and clap. But if you know the words, they're not in there, but you can sing along. Here we go. So in the sing-along book, it's got some options, but I think the one that I'm going to choose for you is Light One Candle. I happen to like it, and if you look in your hymn book, if you look in a regular hymn book, which is right near you, it's on page 221, I think. Is that right? Page 221. Or if you want to sing just the chorus, you can sing just the chorus. And in fact, we're going to start with the chorus, and then we're going to do a verse, and then we're going to do a couple of choruses. So got that? We're going to start with the chorus, then we go back and do the full first verse, and we're going to do the chorus a couple of times. Okay, so let me give you a little introduction here. So we send great celebration to all those of the Jewish faith who start Hanukkah tomorrow. Okay, so let's do another 3 requests here as we're in the second half and in the home stretch, as it were. We'll do a couple of requests from you, and then I'm going to railroad this right where I want it. Okay, so is there another request here? Let's do a couple. What? You got, tell me. What? We'll get to Jingle Bell Rock, I promise. So Jingle Bell Rock is in the mix. Let's do, okay, I'll come down here. No, I'll come down here in a second. Yes. Ah, there we go. And let's do one other. You guys fight it out back here. Who wants to do it? Somebody tell me. I've given you the floor now. Everyone's silent. Ah, there we go. So we'll do Hark the Herald and Let It Snow, and then we're going to go into the Jingle Bell Rock. Okay, so Hark the Herald Angels Sing. What page is that on?
Page 8.
Page 7 and 8. Yeah, 7 and 8. And so let's do one verse of Hark the Herald Angels Sing, 7 and 8. And then the second one was, let's get a little secular here and go to Let It Snow, which is on page 37. So, Ben, do you want to come and do the verse? So here we go. This has a verse that hardly anyone knows.
The snowman in the yard is frozen hard. He's a sorry sight to see. If he had a brain, he'd complain. Betty wishes he were me.
Here we go.
Oh, the weather outside is dreadful.
When we finally kiss goodnight. Big ending. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Lawrence Welk ending. Okay, so we had a request for Jingle Bell Rock, right? And what page is that on? Is it right there? It's right next door? It's the facing page. Okay, well, it's not the facing page up here. So give me 2 seconds. Here we go. So let me give you a little introduction into it. Here we go. the jingle bell, that's the jingle bell. You know, so I think since in fact we're already on Jingle Bells, I think it's time to do Jingle Bells. I'm surprised no one's requested it, but I'm going to do it because it's one of my show-off pieces, right? For those who have been here before, I think it's time for me to put on a hat, right? So here we go. Yeah, right? And yes, some of you will recognize this. This is John's hat. John Gibbons gave this to me. So anyway, I'm wearing it in honor of him for our sing-along too. But what page is Jingle Bells on? Notice that in fact it's got, it's got all sorts of verses. Yeah, we're going to do them because this sleigh goes pretty fast. Here we go. Starting with the chorus. another one that people just love that I'm going to have, and we have some smaller ones here, and you can join it. I'm going to actually put on an outfit for this. You know where this is going to go? Yeah. There you go. Oh.
If you're missing something.
Oh, there it is. Have you figured it out yet? Okay, so I have to tell you, Ben and I have gone around to a lot of places this holiday season, and we do this song, and it's fun. Everybody knows it, right? Please tell me. I see Linda over there looking through the word sheet. Please tell me you know these words. that in fact, we do this, but of course, in some of those places, we have to wear masks, right? I mean, that's the times we live in. It is impossible to wear a nose and a mask. But I'm up here, I'm going to wear the nose. But you know, I hate doing this number by myself. So, does anyone want to come up and help lead me in this? I mean, you can come down from upstairs too, right? We've got 3 here. Anybody up here you want to come down? Do you think you can get down the stairs and come down here and help me? Oh, come on. I see people considering, yeah, anybody else, and you don't have to be little, come on. You know, for a song like this, we're all little, right? Anybody else down here? Really? Oh, come on. You know, we play for people who are 90 years old and they get up and come down here. So, okay, so we've got this. So we're just going to get here on the steps and we'll do the chorus, then we'll do the names in the center, and then we'll do the chorus again. Yeah, come on over. Come on over. Yeah, that's great. We just want you here. Okay, so in case for those people while I'm getting set up, that's why I learned to talk and flip music at the same time, is Rudolph came from a Montgomery Ward slip sheet. Remember? So Montgomery Ward is a store that used to be much bigger than Target. It was big, okay? And it was a big store, and so what happened when you went into the store and you checked out, they would take a copy of this poem called Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and they drop it into your shopping bag. And the poem became so popular that the songwriter Johnny Marks decided that he would write a song to it. And then that became so popular that they decided to turn it into a TV special. How many people here have seen Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Linda didn't raise her hand, so I take it you've never seen Rudolph? Oh, Lord. I'm glad she's sitting all the way over there. You've seen it. But anyway, let's do a chorus, then we'll do the names in the center, and then we'll do the chorus again, because everyone loves it. Do any of you know those interjections like a light bulb and all that stuff? Have you learned those? So the second time through, go ahead and add the interject. Oh, I love it. Annie's like, yeah, I got this too. Yeah, so do the interjections. First time straight, and then second time with interjections. So I'll give you a little intro, and I'll put my nose on. Okay, so it's very hard to breathe. Now remember, you're leading them. Don't watch me, lead them. So here we go.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeers used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve,
With interjections.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose like a light bulb. If you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. And on the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They could never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games like Monopoly. And one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you ride my sleigh tonight? And how the reindeer loved him, as he shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history.
Great, thank you guys. So we're going to do one more fun one, then we're going to close up with the serious stuff. 12 Days of Christmas. It goes by in 3 minutes the way I do it. But I also like to do it, with people helping. Can I get 12 people up here? 12 people line up right here in front. 12 people, this is your last chance, because then we're going serious and then we're stopping, so you better get ready. Here we go. On the first day of Christmas, a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. Are they doing okay? Here we go. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves in a pear tree. On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 lovebirds, 3 pigeons, 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fifth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden rings. 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the sixth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden rings. 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the seventh day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 7 swans swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings. 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 8th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 8 maids of heaven, 7 swans swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings. 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 9th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 9 babies, 8 maids of heaven, 7 swans swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings. 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 10 nuts a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids of milking, 7 swans swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings. 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 11 women finding, 9 birds a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids of milking, 7 swans swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings. 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 12 drums rolling, 9 leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids of milking, 7 swans swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings. 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. You can dump your numbers right there. So now we're going to turn this back and end up with some quiet numbers. And I'm going to ask that Virginia come back and after Sandra just got that workout, that they in fact play Away in a Manger, which is a lovely American tune. And again, this was supposed to be played by Carol Eppel this morning, who isn't able to be here with us. And maybe during this you can keep them in your thoughts. And while we're in a quiet moment here during a very crazy season, I think we should sing the first verse of Silent Night, and then we'll do an ooh verse. And yes, you can look at the lyrics in the book, but I bet you already know them. And you can do it in German or English. I don't care. So now to close up, let's do something a little lighter here. But Ben has to come up because I'm going to ask him to lead this because I want him to do the verse, and then I'm not even going to tell you what it is. And you're just going to have to figure it out and sing it without the song sheets.
He does this to me all the time.
I know. But you know, we have this gimmick. The Revolution doesn't have a Santa hat yet, but we have...
Oh, right.
Right. We have Santa hats for all the other sports teams. And so we wear the ones that we get the biggest applause on, okay? So, who likes the Celtics? Yeah, that won't work. Who likes the Patriots? Oh my gosh! Who likes the Bruins? Yay! Who likes the Red Sox? So this really was one of those Christmas songs. There we go.
I'm just going to say I always get the Bruins hat no matter what people do.
Well, because you like it. And I'll put on my nice holiday glasses. There we go. So this was written in L.A. in July. Ben has the verse, you'll know the chorus.
The sun is shining, the grass is green, the orange and palm trees sway. There's never been such a day in Beverly Hills, LA. But it's December the 24th. And I am longing to be up north.
Do you know what it is yet? Here we go.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. Treetops listen.
One more time. Happy holidays of choice, everyone.